Hello everyone, this is Dr. Akshita Shanbag. Today in J.T.Kent Keynotes, we will study the fifth remedy, that is Aethusa CYNAPIUM. So as you know, Aethusa is a plant remedy and Kent gives that it is more useful in cholera infantum. So when we say cholera, it is understood the symptoms will be more of vomiting and diarrhea. So Kent says the death is stamped on the face from the beginning, and if there are any remedies in the book that save life, this is one of them. This is especially in cholera infantum. And the complaints, he says, it comes on suddenly from hot weather in infancy with extreme prostration. So as you can see in this picture, the baby is trying to drink the milk, and after drinking milk, he vomits. So there is a cycle seen in this remedy where the infant fills its stomach with milk. It is vomited partly in curds and partly liquid, and even there can be thin yellow greenish slimy stool along with the vomiting, and this will cause exhaustion in the child. So the child appears as if it were dying. So that much of the exhaustion will be prominent on the child's face. So there is, after this he undergoes prolonged sleep. So there will be exhausted prolonged sleep. So once he wakes up again, he fills the stomach with milk and the cycle continues. So this cycle is very prominent in the infant, in Aethusa child. So the hypocritic face is observed in such children, whitish blue pallor around the lips and sunken eyes, sunken condition around the nose. As we said, child appears as if it were dying. So this is the appearance being shown. So and it also has some brain troubles. So brain troubles occur especially in the hot weather or hot nights. So this causes, the brain trouble causes either indigestion with or without convulsions. So indigestion will be there, of course, but along with convulsions or without convulsions. So the delirium is also present, where in delirium he is very excited and various mental disturbances will be seen. So Kent says, so due to brain trouble, the stomach quits its business. That is what he says. So what happens when the stomach is, so the main work of the stomach is digestion. So if that is not there, either it will be vomited or it will be diarrhea will be occurring. So it is seen in infants that have been fed as the ordinary everyday mother feeds her baby. What do you mean by this? So Kent gives it very clearly, so that every time it cries, so she puts it to the breast or feeds it. So what happens, what we see in day to day life, so the mother, whenever the child cries, immediately the child will be either nursed, either given milk. So without knowing whether the child is hungry or for some other reason he is crying, so the child will be feeded. So here what happens, so Kent gives it takes about 2 hours or 2.5 hours for the ordinary baby's stomach to transact good wholesome business in digesting the milk taken, and it ought to have a rest of half an hour or so. And when we get up to 3 hours and the baby cries, when it is probably hungry and will be glad to take some more and digest it. So you have to give a gap of 2.5 to 3 hours, so for the every feed. So if the child is being fed very frequently without considering the hours, so the problem starts. So any shorter interval of feeding is a bad practice, he gives. So the very first spell of hot weather that comes brings on head trouble. So such child, such infant who are being fed very frequently, if they are exposed to the hot weather, so they can undergo the brain troubles. So Aethusa suits improperly fed babies. Clearly he mentions it is suitable for improperly fed babies. So adults also have digestion problem where the digestion is absolutely ceased from the brain trouble or from excitement. So convulsions I told you. So in convulsions it is seen that there will be clammy hands, deathly countenance, profuse sweat, exhaustion and long sleep. So this will be accompanied in the convulsions also. He says Aethusa shows itself upon the surface, whereas in many remedies there is nothing seen upon the surface because they manifest themselves in any or deeper sensations. So, what do you understand by this sentence? So, we know that there are so many remedies in our Matra Medica for vomiting and diarrhea. So, here what happens in this remedy, Aethusa shows upon the surface, means it's very clear, it's very prominent that he is suffering. His deathly countenance will tell you that he is exhausted so much with the complaints. So but some remedies will not show to the surface. So let us see some example which Kent has given. He gives, for instance, take a robust looking fellow who declares himself fairly well out to lunch with you. He speaks about how much he eats, how good he feels after eating. So he will be speaking only about the eating. But when you offer milk to him, immediately he will tell, "Oh, I can't drink milk. If I take milk, it gives me diarrhea. I never think of taking it." So, what happens here? Until and unless you have offered, you would have never come to know that milk causes diarrhea to him. So, because he is always telling that he is so good with the eating and all. So here the remedy will change. So the remedy here is natrum carb to be given. So in this way the sentence means, in many remedies there is nothing seen upon the surface because they manifest themselves in deeper sensation. That is what it means here. So, whereas in Aethusa, Kent says his sufferings can be seen and comes within the observation. So, little questioning is necessary. So, within a little questioning itself, within by observation itself, you can prescribe Aethusa. So, these are the things which Kent explains about the Aethusa. I hope you have understood Aethusa now according to Kent. Thank you.